I just wanted my mail. That was it. I wanted to walk into the package room, pick up the cardboard box with my name on it, and go back to my townhouse. I paid for the items. I paid the HOA fees that maintained the room. It should have been that simple. But in the Desert Palms community in Gilbert, Arizona, nothing is simple if Linda decides it isn't. My name is Mark. I'm 36 years old. I work from home doing data verification for an insurance company. I live alone in a 2-bedroom townhouse on the east side of the complex, near the pool that closes at 9. I have lived there for 3 years. Before last spring, I never thought much about my neighbors except to wave at them when I took out the trash. I kept to myself. I paid my bills on time. I ordered a lot of things online because walking to my car in July feels like opening an oven door, and I saw no reason to suffer through that heat when I could have paper towels delivered for free. The package room at Desert Palms is a small cinderblock building near the leasing office. It has shelves along the walls and a cheap laminate table in the middle where the larger boxes sit. There are security cameras in the corners, the kind with the little red lights that blink every few seconds. When I moved in, the room was unlocked during office hours, and you just went in and found your stuff. If something came after hours, the leasing agent put it behind the desk, and you picked it up the next morning. It worked fine. Then the management company changed. Then Linda took over. Linda lived in the unit directly across the courtyard from me, in Building 42. She was maybe 62, retired from some government job she mentioned often, but never named specifically. She had short gray hair that she kept in a tight perm, and she wore polo shirts with khaki shorts every day, even in December. She was the first person to introduce herself when I moved in. She brought a plate of brownies. She told me she was the building coordinator, a title I later learned she had invented. At first, she seemed helpful. She told me which day the trash trucks came. She told me the pool guy sometimes forgot to check the chlorine on Tuesdays. Small things. I appreciated it. I told myself it was nice to have someone watching out for the place. The first red flag should have been the Amazon boxes. I ordered the usual things. A new router, some kitchen towels, a case of sparkling water. The deliveries came to the package room and I picked them up. No problem. Then one Saturday in March, I went to get a package containing printer ink, and Linda was standing inside the room with a clipboard. "Mark," she said. She was checking something off a list. "You've got 7 packages this week." I stopped in the doorway. The room smelled like her perfume, something lavender and sharp. "Yeah," I said. "I work from home. I need supplies." She tapped her pen against the clipboard. "It's just that this room is getting cluttered. We're going to have to implement a new system. For security." Security. I looked at the shelves. There were maybe 4 boxes total, including mine. "There have been thefts," she said, "down at the front gate." Management asked me to monitor incoming deliveries. I nodded, because it seemed reasonable enough. I took my ink and left. But as I walked back across the courtyard, I realized she hadn't been looking at a management form. She had been looking at a spiral notebook with her own handwriting. The next week, I ordered a pair of shoes. When I went to the package room, there was a sign taped to the door. It was printed on pink paper. It said, "All residents must sign for packages at the desk. No exceptions. Linda, building coordinator." I went inside. Linda was sitting in a folding chair she had placed by the door. She had a mug of coffee and a book of crossword puzzles. "Name?" she asked. "Mark," I said. "Unit 23. She flipped through her notebook. "You have 1 package. From Zappos." "That's right." She didn't move to get it. "I need to see ID." I stared at her. "You know who I am. We talked yesterday." "New rules," she said. "Management wants us to verify identity. We can't have just anyone walking in here." I pulled out my driver's license. She looked at it for a long time, compared it to her notebook, then wrote something down. Finally, she stood up and retrieved my shoebox from the shelf. But she didn't hand it to me. She held it against her chest. Try them on, she said. What? Try them on. Make sure they fit. If they don't, I can refuse delivery right now. Save you the hassle of returning them. I'll try them on at home, I said. She frowned. If you take them home and they don't fit, you'll just bring them back through here and complain to me about the return policy. Try them on now. I felt my neck getting hot. The package room had no air conditioning, just a ceiling fan that turned slowly. I took the box, opened it, and put the left shoe on my foot over my sock. It fit. Good? I asked. Both of them, she said. You need to check both. I put on the right shoe. It fit. I took them off and put them back in the box. Sign here, she said, pointing to a line in her notebook. It was a column labeled Accepted By with a date column next to it. I signed. Thank you for complying, she said. Next time, try to consolidate your orders. We're running out of space. I looked at the shelves. They were half empty. That night, I emailed the property management company. I asked about the new package policies. I asked if Linda was an employee. The response came 2 days later from a woman named Cheryl. It said, Linda is a volunteer resident liaison assisting with community safety. She does not have authority to require ID, but we appreciate her dedication. We will clarify the rules with her. I felt better. I thought that was the end of it. It got worse. The following Monday, I got a notification that my grocery delivery had arrived. I walked to the package room at noon. The door was locked. There was a new sign, passage room hours, 9 a.m., 5 p.m., closed for lunch 12 p.m., 1 p.m. Key available from Linda, Unit 42. I looked at my phone. It was 12:15. I walked to Linda's townhouse and knocked. She opened the door wearing a headset like a customer service operator. Package room is closed, she said. I can see that, I said. I have groceries. Perishables. Should have planned better, she said. I take my lunch at noon. It's important for mental health. I just need to get in for 30 seconds, I said. It's a bag of vegetables. She shook her head. I can't leave the door unlocked. Liability. You'll have to wait until 1. She closed the door. I stood there in the heat. My groceries sat in the locked room, which was probably 90 degrees inside. I waited 45 minutes on my own front step, watching her door. At 1:15, she walked across the courtyard, unlocked the room, and waved at me. You're still here? She called out. You should get a hobby. I got my groceries. The ice cream was soup. The lettuce was wilted. I started ordering less. I tried to have things sent to my sister's house, but she lived 20 minutes away, and that defeated the purpose. I tried to work around Linda's hours, but her hours kept changing. 1 week, the room closed at 4. Then it closed at 3. Then there was a sign saying by appointment only. I called Cheryl at management again. She sounded tired. She said she would talk to Linda. Nothing changed. Then came the inspections. I ordered a new laptop stand. When I went to pick it up, Linda was waiting with the box already open on the table. Is this yours? She asked. Yes, I said. Why is it open? Safety inspection, she said. We had a report of suspicious electronics. I had to verify the contents. You opened my mail? It's not mail, she said. It's a package from a private carrier. Different laws. She pushed the box toward me. The laptop stand was there, but the plastic wrapping was torn. Is it damaged? I asked. Not that I could see, she said. But I need you to fill out this form stating that you accept it in this condition. Otherwise, I have to mark it as damaged and send it back. I looked at the form. It was a full page of tiny print. It said I waived all rights to dispute the delivery. At the bottom, there was a line that said, I understand that the building coordinator has the right to inspect all incoming materials for the safety of the community. I'm not signing this, I said. She shrugged. Then I can't release the package. It goes back to the sender tomorrow. I signed the form. I took the stand. That night, I checked the tracking. The package had been delivered at 9 in the morning. She had opened it and held it for 8 hours. I started keeping a log. I bought a notebook. I wrote down dates, times, and what she said. I told myself I was just being careful. I told myself it would be useful if I ever needed to prove a pattern. The pattern was clear by June. Linda was not inspecting packages for safety. She was controlling them. If she liked you, your packages went on the priority shelf near the door, and she texted you immediately. If she didn't like you, your items went on the high shelf in the back, and she took her time logging them. She created a 3-strike rule. If you picked up a package after 5 p.m., she marked it as a late retrieval. 3 late retrievals, and you were banned from the package room for a week. You had to drive to the post office to get your mail. She posted the lists. She printed them on pink paper and taped them to the window. She used full names. Mark H. Late retrieval strike 2. It was humiliating. The other residents complained, but they were scared of her. She knew everyone's business. She knew when you were home. She watched the cameras. I tried to get my packages delivered to my door. But Linda had told the carriers that our complex had a centralized receiving policy. The drivers were instructed to leave everything in the package room. If they left a box at a front door, Linda reported them to the shipping companies for policy violation. I knew this because I saw her do it. I saw her flag down a FedEx truck and hand the driver a printed sheet of paper with highlighted sections. "You're not authorized for doorstep delivery in this zone," she told him. "This is a secure facility." The driver looked confused. "It's a townhouse," he said. "It's a gated community with protocols," she said. "Do your job correctly." He drove away without leaving my package. It went back to the depot. I realized I was being targeted specifically when the toilet paper incident happened. I ordered a bulk pack of toilet paper, 36 rolls. Not exciting, not dangerous, just heavy. I got the delivery notification at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. I went to the package room at 2 p.m. Linda was there, but the package was not. "Where is it?" I asked. "Consolidated," she said. "Consolidated where?" She pointed to the corner. There was a new structure. It looked like a chicken wire cage. It had a padlock on it. "Overflow containment," she said. "You've exceeded your weekly cubic footage allowance. The package is in lockup. You can retrieve it on Saturday during open hours." "Saturday?" I said. "That's 4 days away." "It's toilet paper." "You should buy local," she said. "Support the community. Online shopping is killing small businesses." "I don't care about that," I said. I was losing my calm, but I kept my voice flat. "I want my property." "Saturday," she said. 9 to noon. Bring your ID." I walked home. I sat at my kitchen table. I looked at my notebook. I had 17 entries documenting her interference. I had photos of the signs. I had the email from Cheryl saying Linda had no real authority. I realized something. Linda wasn't protecting the building. She was running it. She had manufactured a job for herself, and she used that job to control her neighbors. She liked the feeling of being needed. She liked the feeling of saying no. And she had chosen me as her main project because I ordered the most stuff. I was her biggest opportunity for management. I decided I was done being managed. I did not confront her. That was the first rule. I did not yell. I did not make threats. I did exactly what she would do. I made a plan. I followed the steps. First, I bought a camera. A small one, the size of a thumb. It had motion detection and night vision. I checked Arizona law. It is a one-party consent state for audio, and video is legal in public or semi-public spaces where there is no expectation of privacy. The package room was a common area. The cameras were already there. Adding my own was legal. I waited for a Thursday. The leasing office was closed on Thursdays because the manager worked from home. Linda was alone in the complex with no oversight. I ordered a package, a cheap one, a phone charger. When it arrived, I watched from my window. The UPS man knocked on the package room door. Linda came out. She signed for it with her pen and clipboard. She took it inside. I gave it 10 minutes. Then I walked over. I told her I was expecting a delivery. She went into the back to check the shelves. While her back was turned, I placed the small camera on the top of the shelving unit, behind a stack of empty Amazon boxes that had been accumulating there for weeks. It had a magnet. It stuck. It had a wide angle. It could see the whole room, and the door, and the table, where she did her inspections. I picked up my charger and left. The camera recorded for 48 hours on a loop. I connected it to a backup battery in my apartment via a hidden wire through the window frame. I could access the feed from my laptop. I watched her for 3 days. She opened everything, not just mine. Everyone's. She opened Mrs. Chen's vitamins. She opened the Hendersons' new blender. She opened a box of diapers for the young couple in Building 40. She examined each item. She read the packing slips. She made notes in her book. Sometimes she repacked them. Sometimes she didn't. Then I saw her take something. It was Thursday afternoon. A package arrived for me. A book. A hardcover history book I had ordered. The tracking said it was delivered. I watched the feed. The UPS driver handed it to her. She signed. She took it inside. She sat at her table. She opened the box. She looked at the book. She read the back cover. Then she put the book in her tote bag. She threw the empty box in the trash. She wrote something in her notebook. She stole my book. It was a $20 book. It wasn't about the money. It was proof. I didn't call the police yet. I needed more. I wanted the pattern. I wanted the other residents. I started talking to people, not about Linda, about their packages. I saw Mrs. Chen at the mailboxes. I asked if she had been missing any orders lately. She said yes, 2 packages of tea. She had assumed the company forgot to ship them. I saw the Hendersons by the pool. I asked if they ever had trouble with deliveries. They said their new curtains had arrived damaged, according to Linda, and been returned to the sender. They never got them. I saw the young couple, the Avilas, walking their dog. I asked if they had any issues with the package room. The husband laughed. He said they stopped ordering online because Linda made them feel like criminals. I had my witnesses. I prepared the trap. I ordered a high-value item, a camera lens. $400. It required a signature. I made sure the shipping label clearly stated the value and required adult signature. I waited for the delivery day. It was a Tuesday. At 9 a.m., the FedEx truck pulled up. I watched from my window. The driver knocked. Linda came out in her polo shirt. She signed the scanner. She took the box. I switched to my camera feed. She took the box inside. She put it on the table. She looked around, then she opened it. She took out the lens. She turned it over in her hands. She looked at the price tag on the box. $429. She put it in her tote bag. She took a blank piece of paper and wrote, "Return to sender damaged in transit" on it. She taped it to the empty box. She put the empty box on the shelf. I had it all on video. Clear, high-definition video of her stealing a $400 item. The timestamp, her face, the action. But I wasn't done. I called the police. I reported a theft. I told them I had video evidence of a resident stealing mail. I used the words federal offense and interstate commerce. I said I had witnesses. A uniformed officer arrived at 4 p.m. Linda was still in the package room doing her evening inventory. I met the officer at the curb. I showed him my ID. I explained the situation calmly. I told him about the book. I told him about the lens. I said I had it on camera. He went to the package room with me. Linda came to the door. "Can I help you?" she asked. "This is Officer Bradley," I said. "He's here about a theft." "I don't know what you're talking about," she said. "I ordered a camera lens," I said. "It was delivered this morning. You signed for it. I have video of you putting it in your bag. I also have video of you stealing a book last week." and opening packages belonging to 5 other residents without permission. Her face changed. It went from tight control to a kind of flat panic. "You can't film in there," she said. "That's illegal." "It's a common area," the officer said. "He can film there." "Do you have the items in question, ma'am?" "I don't have anything," she said. "May we check your bag?" he asked. "I live here," she said. "You need a warrant." "I have probable cause," he said. "But I can get a warrant, or you can show me the bag, and we can sort this out now." She hesitated. Then she handed him the tote bag. He pulled out the camera lens. He pulled out the book. He pulled out Mrs. Chen's tea. He pulled out a pair of sunglasses that belonged to someone else. He turned to me. "Do you want to press charges?" "Yes," I said. He turned back to Linda. "You need to come with me." She started to cry. Not loud, just tears coming down. "I was protecting the building," she said. "People ordered dangerous things. Bombs, drugs. I was checking." "You were stealing," the officer said. He put her in the back of the car. It was quiet. The courtyard was empty. Everyone was at work. Just me and the officer and Linda in the car. I went back to my apartment. I emailed the video file to Cheryl at management. I CC'd the HOA board. I attached a signed statement from Mrs. Chen, the Hendersons, and the Avilas. I stated that I intended to file a civil suit for harassment and theft if the matter was not resolved regarding the building's policies. Cheryl called me at 8 that night. She sounded wide awake. She said Linda had been the building coordinator for 6 months, an unofficial position. She said they had received complaints before, but never proof. She said they were terminating Linda's lease immediately for violation of community standards and criminal activity. She said they were refunding my HOA fees for the past 3 months as an apology. I said thank you. She asked if I would consider not suing the property management company. I said I would consider it if they implemented a secure, automated package locker system within 30 days, with individual codes for each resident and no volunteer oversight. She said they would have it installed by Monday. The next day, a cleaning crew came. They emptied the package room. They took down all the pink signs. They took away Linda's folding chair and her clipboard. They installed a bank of gray metal lockers with digital keypads. Each unit got a code. The packages went in. You got a text. You entered your code. The door popped open. No people, no inspections, no sign-in sheets. I walked past Building 42 a few times that week. The blinds were closed. A for rent sign went up on Friday. I never saw Linda again. I heard she moved in with her sister in Mesa. I don't know for sure. I don't think about it much. Life went back to normal. I order what I need. The lockers beep when I open them. The sound is clean and mechanical. It doesn't judge me for buying another pair of shoes or a case of water bottles. It just gives me my stuff and lets me go home. Sometimes I see Mrs. Chen at the lockers. She smiles. Sometimes the Avila's dog pees on the grass near where Linda's chair used to be. Nobody yells at them. The heat is still bad in July. I still don't like walking to my car. But now, when I order something, it arrives. I pick it up. That's all. It's just a package. It belongs to me. And nobody gets to stand between me and what's mine. That's the way it should be. That's the way it is now. And that's enough.